Hello students, I am Kiran Shakya. Today we are going to study first chapter of maths of class 8th, that is rational number. So before starting the chapter, let's focus on some of the basic terms which we have to use in this chapter. So first thing is your natural number. So we have already learned this thing. What are the natural number? These are the set of counting numbers. So all the counting numbers which are starting from 1, they are called as natural numbers. So all the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they are said to be natural number because they are starting from 1. And next we will talk about whole numbers. So whole numbers are the set of the natural number. So all the natural numbers are coming under whole number plus 0. So we can say whole number are the numbers which are starting from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are called your whole numbers till infinity. Next is your integers. Integers is a set of all the whole numbers plus the negative of natural numbers. Means all the whole numbers are coming under the integers as well as negative of natural numbers. So like here I have given some examples: -7, -6, -5, -4, -3, like this. All the negative numbers, these are the negative numbers. Positive numbers including 0, these are called your integers. Now our next topic is your rational numbers. So this is the main thing that you have to study in this 8th class. So what are the rational numbers? Rational numbers are the numbers which can be expressed in the form of p upon q. So a number, if it can be represented in the form of p upon q, where two conditions are there, both p and q, means our numerator and denominator, both should be integers. Our both numerator and denominator, that is p and q, both should be integer. This is our first condition. And second condition, q should not equal to 0, means our denominator should not equal to 0. So other than 0, it can be any other integers. Now let's take an example. Here I have written 2 by 3. Now 2 by 3, this 2 is also integer numerator, denominator it is also integer, and our denominator is not equal to 0. That's why 2 by 3 is your rational number. One more example, 0. Now students, you tell, is 0 a rational number? Think and say. Yes, 0 will be a rational number. Why? Because 0 can be expressed in the form of p upon q. Now you can see p means our numerator is integer, denominator is also integer. So it can be expressed in the form of p upon q, where p and q both are integers and q is not equal to 0. So you can write 0 upon 100, also 0 upon 1000. The value will be same, 0 itself. So 0 is also a rational number. Now you can see here, student, in the right hand side I have made some sets of the number. Now if you will understand this figure, many objective questions you can able to answer. Now whenever we are moving from left to right, means we are moving in the rightmost direction, all the things will be true. Means if I say all the natural numbers are whole number, is it true or not? All natural number means 1, 2, 3, 4, the number starting from 1, is 1 a whole number? Yes, 1 is a whole number. So all natural numbers are whole numbers. Similarly, can I say all natural numbers are integer? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4 are integer also. Can I say all natural numbers are rational number? Yes, this is also true. 1, 2, 3, 4 are the rational numbers. One by one, it can be represented in the form of p upon q. So whenever you are moving in the rightmost direction, it is always true. Now you can see this thing. If I say all whole number, are all whole numbers rational number? Yes, this is also true. Because whenever you are moving in this right direction, this all the things will be. But whenever you are coming from right to left, means you are traveling towards leftmost direction, all things will be false. Now if I say all whole numbers are integers, this will be wrong, because in whole number 0 is there, and 0 cannot be say we cannot say 0 is a natural number. Similarly, if I say are all integers natural number, that will also be false. Integer contains certain negative numbers, so they cannot be considered as natural number. Now, if I say all rational numbers are natural number, that is also false. Like -3 by 5, any negative rational number which is in the form of p upon q, it cannot be termed as natural number. Similarly, if I say all the integers are natural number, that will also be false, because in integers negative numbers are there and 0 is also there. They cannot be come under natural number. So whenever you are traveling from right to left, in the leftmost direction if you are going, all the things will be wrong. And whenever you are traveling from left to right, whenever you are traveling from left to right, in the rightmost direction, all the things will be true. So from this thing you can give answers of many objective type questions.
Now students, we will see some properties of rational number. So our first property is closure property. Closure property states that when any operation is performed between two or more rational number, means operation here means what? Any type of the operation such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Whenever you are performing any of these operations between two or more rational number, the result will also be a rational number. And if you are getting a rational number as a result, then we can say that operation follows the closure property. Now here we will see this thing with few examples. Now the first operation is addition operation, means if you are adding a plus b, if you are adding a plus b, then you will get surely a rational number. Here we can see this example. Two rational numbers are there, 5 by 3 plus 3 by 2. Whenever you are adding these two rational numbers, you are getting a result as a rational number. That's why in addition, closure property is, so we can see this thing. Whenever you are adding two rational number, you are getting result as a rational number. Always you will get a rational number as a result. Similarly, in the subtraction, whenever you are subtracting two rational number, you will get always you will get a rational number as a result. Here also you will see this thing. Two rational numbers are subtracted and you are getting a rational number as a result. That's why here also in subtraction operation, it is closed under closure property. Next is your multiplication. Whenever you are multiplying two rational number, now a and b, these are the two rational number that we have assumed. So whenever you are multiplying two rational number, you will get a rational number as a result. With the example also you can see here two rational numbers are multiplied. Surely you will get a rational number. So it is closed under multiplication also. Now our last operation is your division. So whenever you are dividing two rational number, sometimes you can get the rational number, but it is not always. Means if you will take a case 0, one rational number, let it be 5 by 3. If a rational number is 5 by 3, and if we will divide this rational number 5 by 3 by 0, so any rational number divided by 0 or any number divided by 0, that term is not defined. So in the division, closure property is not. And our next property is commutative property, which is our second property. In commutative property, two rational numbers are, if two rational numbers, these two rational numbers are swapped. Swapped means they are changing its position over the operators. And still if you are getting the same result in both the cases, then we can say that operator follows the commutative property. Now this thing we will see with the help of an examples. Now we have taken two rational number a and b. A and b are two different rational number. Now if in addition operation they follow the commutative property, we will see this thing with an example, means a plus b. And if we are changing the, or we are swapping the numbers, instead of a, now we are taking b, and instead of b, now we will take a. So you will get in both the cases same result. That's why commutative property is closed under addition. Means a plus b will equal to b plus a. Now here we can see this example 5 by 3 plus 3 by 2. The result you are getting is 19 by 6. Now b plus a. We are interchanging the digits. 3 is coming in place of a. 3 by 2, sorry. 3 by 2 is coming in the place of a and 5 by 3 is coming in place of b. So still you have interchanged the digit. Still you are getting the same answer, that is 19 by 6. That's why we can say over addition commutative property is closed. Now we'll see in subtraction. These two rational number again, two different rational numbers are there, a and b. If we will do subtraction a minus b, this thing will not equal to b minus a. When you are subtracting a minus b, you are getting the result 1 by 6. Now if you will interchange the digit again, you will get minus 1 by 6. That's why it is not close. Now we'll see in the next operation, that is your multiplication. A multiplied by b will always equal to b multiplied by a. Now 5 by 3 multiplied by 3 by 2. 3 will cancel out. You will get the result 5 by 2. Now again you are interchanging the digits. Again this 3 will cancel out. Again you will get the result 5 by 2. So we can say commutative property over multiplication is closed. Now in division, a divided by b is not equal to b divided by a. So when you will divide these two rational numbers, you will get the result 10 by 9. But if you will again interchange the digits and then you will divide, you will get a different result, that is 9 by 10. So we can say in division, commutative property is not closed. So commutative property is closed only under addition and multiplication.
Friends, our next property is associative property. So in associative property, we will see when a rational number are rearranged. Now here we have to rearrange the rational number among two or more same operations. And after rearranging, still we are getting the same result. That means our result is not changing. Then we can say the rational number follows the associative property. Now here, one table is there. We will see this thing. First, now we are taking three rational number a, b, and c. These are the three different rational numbers. Now, in addition, what we are doing? First, we are grouping b plus c together. So whatever the result of b plus c after addition, that result we are adding to a. So in this case, again we are arranging the term. Now we are grouping a plus b. So whatever the answer of a plus b, result of a plus b is coming, that answer or result we are adding to c. So when we will do such thing, in that case, in both the cases, the result will be same. That's why associative property is closed under addition. So here we'll get the same result in both the cases. Now in the subtraction, if we will do, first we are making a group of b minus c. That result we are subtracting from a. In the next one, we are first grouping a minus b. Whatever the result, from that result we are subtracting c. But in this case, the answer is not same. So that's why we are saying associative property under subtraction is not closed. In the multiplication, again it will be same. B into c, bc will be multiplied by a. So what you will get? ABC. Now here again, a into b, what will be the result? AB. That AB will be multiplied by c. So what we will get again? ABC. So again, associative property is closed under multiplication. But again in the division, it is false. So we can see associative property is closed under addition and multiplication. It is not closed under subtraction. Now our fourth property is rule of 0. So when a rational number is added to 0, we will get the same result. Means if x plus y is added, if 0 is added to x plus y, again you will get the same result, x upon y. So if again we are seeing this thing, if a 0, this 0 is called the identity of the addition. Now we will consider one example, 4 upon 9. 4 upon 9 is one rational number. In this rational number we are adding 0. So 0 is added to this rational number, you will get the same rational number 4 upon 9. So this is called role of 0. Similarly, there is role of 1 also, which is our fifth property. So whenever a rational number is multiplied by 1, means 1 is multiplied by any rational number, you will get that same rational number. So you can see this example, 2 upon 3, it is multiplied by 1, means 1 is multiplied to 2 by 3. Again, you will get the same result, 2 by 3. So here 1 is called multiplicative identity of rational number. Similarly, 0 is called addition identity of rational number. Now, our sixth property is your negative of a number, which is also called additive inverse. So if a rational number is added to negative of its number, now you can see here a rational number is there, x upon y, it is added to negative of its number. Negative of its number means what? If the number is x upon y, its negative will be minus x upon y. So you will get the final answer 0. So this is called negative of a number property or additive inverse property. Now our seventh property is your reciprocal of a number, which is also called as multiplicative inverse property. So if a rational number x upon y is multiplied by a reciprocal of that number, if the number is x upon y, its reciprocal will be what? Y upon x. So all the terms will be cancelled out. Final answer will be 1. You will get the answer 1. Here is an example given, 3 by 7. If we will multiply this by the reciprocal of this number, reciprocal means 7 by 3. So all things will be cancelled out and what we will get? 1. Now our last property is distributive property of multiplication over addition and subtraction. Now again we are having three rational numbers, a, b and c. And this is one of the most important property of the rational number. Now in this property we will see that distributive properties of multiplication, the properties of multiplication which is resulting over addition and subtraction. Now we are having three rational number a, b, c. A multiplied by b plus c together. Now this thing is written in the bracket. Now if we will see, if we will hide the if we will multiply this thing, a multiplied by b, what you will get? AB. Then just hide this first term. So a will get multiplied by c. So first we have multiplied a multiplied by b, then this plus sign, then next a multiplied by c. So what you will get? AC. So this is called distributive property of multiplication over what? Addition. Similarly, distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. So first we will multiply a multiplied by b, ab, then negative sign, then a multiplied by c, ac. So just we have to, this thing will be same, your LHS will be same as your RHS. Now we will prove this thing with the help of an example. Now we have taken three different rational numbers. Now our a value is 4 by 7. This is your a, this is your b minus 2 by 3, and our c value is what? 1 by 2. Now a multiplied by b minus, you can see this thing, a is multiplied by b minus c. So what you will get? A, b, you can see this thing, product of these two numbers, minus a. Now we have solved this entire LHS separately. So first we have in the bracket part, whatever the terms are there in the bracket, we will solve them first. So we have solved this thing. So we are getting minus 7 by 6 here. This minus 7 by 6 then multiplied by 4 by 7. So final answer what we are getting? Minus 2 by 3. So finally here LHS we are getting minus 2 by 3. Now we will solve this RHS separately. First this part AB will be solved. When you will solve this AB, what you will get? Minus 8 by 21. Then you will solve AC, minus sign in between. When you will solve this thing, 4 ones are 4, 7 twos are 14. So 4 by 14. So when you will solve this thing, again what you will get? Minus 2 by 3. So it proves your distributive property. And this distributive property is very important, students. You just take any three rational number and prove that distributive property by your own. So you will get the perfection in this thing. At last, student, we'll come to the conclusion of all the properties. Here, you can see this thing, a table I have made. Now, if we will see the first property, closure property. So, when you will add two rational number, you will get a rational number. When you will subtract two rational number, you will get a rational number. When you will multiply two rational number, you will get a rational number. But when you will divide two rational number, every time you will not get a rational number. That time also we have seen the case like 3 divided by 0. So you will get a undefined number. So that's why it is not closed under. So here, whichever the things you are seeing with dark pink colors, all these are not closed. Means this is not closed, this is not closed, this is not closed, this is not closed. Here this is also not closed. And here these are two not applicable. Now commutative property also you will see over addition. A plus B will equal to B plus A. Here it is true. Multiplication A multiplied by B will equal to B multiplied by A. This is also true. Now here it is not closed under this thing. Associative property over addition, it is true. Over subtraction, it is not closed. Over multiplication, it is true. Over division, it is not true. Distributive property of multiplication over addition, that's why this is true. Distributive property of multiplication over subtraction, that's why this is also true. And here in the multiplication and division, it is not applicable. So you can see this thing, student. If you want to note down, you can note down this table also. So it is just a summary. So hope all these properties are clear. Now in the next video, we'll solve some questions of your exercise and we will see how to represent a rational number on number line. So till then, you practice all these properties by your own, because maths need your practice. Until and unless you will not practice all these questions by your own, you will not get the perfection. So thank you.